On September 6, 1959, New York Daily News sportswriter Dick Young highlighted the importance of the upcoming meeting between the three baseball league presidents, Joe Cronin of the American, Warren Giles of the National, and Branch Rickey of the Continental. The trio was also known as the Player Procurement Committee. It was expected that Branch would submit the proposals, as it was our group that sought the players. Cronin and Giles were expected to suggest alternatives to the Rickey formula. In any event, decisions would not be made, as this was just a meeting at the blueprint stage. Whatever plan was resolved would have to be taken back to the owners of both the American and National sides for approval or rejection. Previously, Baseball Commissioner Ford Frick had said that the Continental League would not expect to tap existing leagues for any big league players. By this, Frick meant that there had been some speculation that each of the existing clubs would declare 25 of their 40-man roster untouchable and toss the remaining 15 into a hat. The Continental League clubs would then select a given number of players from the grab bag of 240 names thus created, but no more than perhaps 5 from any one team. A flat price of, say, $75,000 would be placed on each player selected. Fast forward to the present, and Frick was now saying such a notion was out and that the majors did not intend to part with any players. They would, however, throw their minor league talent open to the Continental League under the same terms big league clubs drafted players. They might even give the Continental League members a drafting priority to aid them to a start. With the unlimited draft of farm clubs and independents alike made possible during the previous year, the Continental League would have access to the great numbers of players in the higher minors at a top price of $25,000. It was quite possible that the Player Procurement Committee would suggest the Continental League player draft at the upcoming winter sessions and farm out such players to existing minor league clubs, or let them stay for another season with the minor league club from which they had been drafted. This would amount to delayed delivery and thus give the Continental League clubs 2 cracks at the draft pool in both 1959 and 1960, because we were ready to open our gates in 1961 as planned. Branch Rickey believed such men, seasoning in the Continental League for 2 or more years, would then be players of qualified big league caliber. He believed further that other players would be signed out of high school, colleges, and the Negro Leagues, as they were called in those days, and that there was no need to ask the majors for established big leaguers. This was what Branch the Mahatma meant before when he said grandly that the players would come from the world. While the Player Procurement Committee's discussions would play a significant but behind-the-scenes role in the majors' response to the Continental League, no immediate or dramatic developments were publicly reported following Dick Young's article.